after an absolute thriller of a race in the Brickyard 400 where we crowned a crown jewel victor. We looked to settle things down a little bit in the cornfields of Iowa. But, I don't think these drivers really want to settle things down because once again, with a shorter track, maybe not necessarily a short track, but a shorter track, comes short track effort. Maybe some more beating and banging on the ticket today. It's the corn. It's What's for Dinner 300. It's all part of the DPORL Cup Series 2024. Hello everybody, this is Drew Ebb, or That DP Guy, and welcome to another race in the DPORL Cup Series season in 2024. We are here at the Iowa Speedway, another newer racetrack on the calendar. Of course, debuting in the Real Life Cup Series this year, but we decided to put it on the inaugural schedule for the DPORL Cup Series. So all 40 drivers here set to go for a, kind of short event. It's not really a super long event like the Brickyard 400. So these laps will kind of go by pretty quickly, 7/8 of a mile, not a very long track. So, we'll see these laps fly by and, we'll crown a winner and we'll move on. And that's what the fun's about. You'll have winners, you'll have losers, and you'll have all the drivers in between who probably still consider themselves losers, maybe. As for my philosophy, second place is first loser, so don't lose. Either way, after that little sidetrack conversation there, we're going to go ahead and real quickly go to today's storyline. So Jonathan Carrison coming off a win here in the Brickyard 400. Looking to go back-to-back here. Angel Gutierrez was pretty strong, looking to potentially follow that up with a good run today after not lucking out earlier. And, Samad Ozkin back there. You can see Samad Ozkin in the 22 just trying to claw out of that last place in points. Looking to start some momentum here today. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and get to your DPORL Cup Series starting lineup from Iowa Speedway. Starting on pole is Nathan Stapleton. Speaking of drivers who need good runs, Nathan Stapleton absolutely needs a good run today, and I hope to see that come to fruition. To the outside, it's Jonathan Carrison, as we mentioned, a Brickyard 400 winner, and looking to continue that winning streak. Angel Gutierrez starting third to the inside of Jack Haas, who's been clawing up through the points as of late. Starting fifth is Bradley Reen, who still has not won yet, and Alex Smith in the 27. In row number 4, RJ Beers, who started out strong this season but has fallen off a cliff, and Samad Ozkin in the 22, currently last in points. And in row 5, that is Zach Magoon in the 12, and Nick Kensington in the 43. And now that we've gone through all that, let's go down trackside to get the command to fire engines at Iowa Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines!
And now that we've gone through all of pre-race ceremonies here, all these drivers firing off. Pace car rolls off. Everybody rolls off with the pace car, and I will make sure everyone does that. Yes, we are all good. Let's go to race analysis real quick in the corn. It's What's for Dinner 300. 75 laps, 65.625 miles. Your pit road speed, 45 miles per hour. Your fuel window, 103 to 105 laps, so that won't come into play. But potentially watch tires. Tire wear is definitely elevated after a few years off. That wear and tear on the surface starting to come into play. Now that we've gone through race analysis, we're ready to get this thing started. It's going to be another one of those fantastic DPORL races, and I'm so glad to bring it to you here on DPTV. Nathan Stapleton off the final corner is going to lead the field to green at Iowa Speedway. And Nathan Stapleton off to an early lead in the 20. We've got some 3-wide action back here. Jack Haas being put 3 wide to the outside. That's not going to help this 95 as it's getting real close and they're going to wreck. They're going to wreck. Jack Haas is around. Big hits. Voiles. Bianchi. Bianchi's in it. The championship leader. Haas goes upside down. Oh no, what a brutal, brutal impact on the first lap of this race. Now Tom Sloan on his side. Unbelievable. Multiple contenders with damage. You can see the damage for Lucien Bianchi, Dylan Matthews, Jack Haas, who flipped Benny Watson, CJ Grider. And it all happened very early on. There's Alex Sandoval, Tom Sloan, Logan Williams, Bruno Giacomo, Skylar Taylor. Oh my goodness. Huge, huge wreck early on, and that's going to take out a lot of our contenders already. Wow, that is absolutely wild. In all the test races I did, there was not a single caution, not one single caution. And we start out early with a huge wreck to begin the Corn It's What's for Dinner 300. Absolutely big one, and nobody chooses to come down at this time except the drivers that need service. We're going to go ahead and get a replay to see what happened to bring out the first caution, although I think you saw it pretty well at Iowa Speedway. Let's watch this develop in real time. Jack Haas on the outside, 3 wide, tries to cut back down, but Ozkin washes up the track. And unfortunately, that's just going to cause a big old wreck when Ozkin washes up into the track. But you can see Grider getting to Bianchi, and that's actually what causes a wreck further up. Then Logan Williams gets into Haas, and Haas is upside down. Look at all these drivers involved. It's a huge, huge wreck. Tons of drivers in it. Look at that, even more contact after there. Wyatt O'Connor into the back of Sandoval. Wow. Just a huge wreck, and unfortunate for a lot of these drivers, going to be out of contention on lap number 2. We're going to go ahead and go back to get the green flag once again and restart this race at Iowa Speedway. We are back, and real quick, we're going to squeeze in our DPORL Question of the Week responses from last week. 8 votes in that poll. I really appreciate it. You all said you wanted more super speedways, so I will take that into account for the future. Thanks for all your responses there. That was really helpful. And now this DPORL Question of the Week. What point system would you like to see next year? Would you like the current DPORL system? The 2003 full season point system, so definitely different. The 2011 chase format, I really like that one personally. I'd love to implement that. Or the 2014 playoff system, of course, pre-playoff points, pre-stages, and all that. Get those responses in, and we're going to go ahead and head to the restart. Nathan Stapleton will lead Angel Gutierrez to green, as we will take a look at who's out of the race as Stapleton launches. Currently out of the race, it's going to be Nathan Ormond, Daniel Voiles, Skylar Taylor, Wyatt O'Connor, Alex Sandoval, Logan Williams, Bruno Giacomo. Out of this race, Lucien Bianchi currently in 23rd. That's a huge hit for our current points leader, who has damage. We'll see if Bianchi can remain competitive. But up front right now on lap 8, it is Nathan Stapleton in the 20 who is pulling away ever so slightly from Angel Gutierrez. We'll see if Gutierrez can go ahead and rein Stapleton in. Ream is on the outside of RJ Beers and has been falling back just a bit, as Magoon is falling back on the outside of Alex Smith. Ream got real tight with the wall there, but no impact. Everything is all right. Now Alex Smith dive bombing inside of Ream, and that's going to work. So these drivers on the outside will continue to fall back as Gutierrez closing ever so slightly on Stapleton once again. We could have a battle for the lead shaping up there. But right now, Ream falling back on the outside, Magoon falling back on the outside, Oliveira on the inside making some positions up, and so is Bryce Egan, Leonard Koksmar. Lots of drivers making up positions at this point in the race. Reggie Fogelman wanted to look inside of Monaco, and Monaco wanted to look inside of Keys, but that wasn't happening as Ream's in the wall. Bradley Ream has slammed the wall here at Iowa. That's very detrimental for this 6 machine, now with some pretty significant damage on that right side. Back up front, Angel Gutierrez all over Stapleton. Will this 47 make the move right here? Got a decent run, don't think he's going to get there, so Gutierrez remains tucked in behind Stapleton as these two continue to battle it out front, and Jonathan Carrison closes in. Caution is out again. Caution's out again, lap 12. Oh no, it's Justin Perez, it seems. Maybe even Jack Haas once again, who is somehow still in this race, by the way, after that flip. Unbelievable. Caution has come out once again. And we're not going to waste any time here unless these drivers are thinking about pit stops. We'll actually give it a second just to see if these drivers want to pit. And then we'll see what happened to bring out the yellow. Here we go. Our pit stop's going to take place now. Looks like absolutely not. None of these drivers looking for new tires. Everybody just content with where they are. So let's see what brought out the second caution of the day at Iowa Speedway. Damaged cars at the back of the pack battling it out. Here's Justin Perez. Let's see what happens here. To the inside of Kensington. Kensington hits the wall, and Justin Perez spins around after bouncing off the 43. So relatively harmless right there. Nothing too bad happening. Just a simple spin and some contact for the 43 and 42. So nothing too bad right there. As you can see, Jack Haas, I can't believe he's still in this race. That is unbelievable. We'll go ahead and restart this race once again and try and get some green flag action in here at Iowa. Just got the 1 to green at Iowa. Let's go ahead and take a look at where our top 10 drivers right now started this race. Stapleton, of course, started on pole. Angel Gutierrez up 1 from 3rd to 2nd. Carrison lost 1, started 2nd, now 3rd. RJ Beers has gone from 7th to 4th. Alex Smith is gone from 6th to 5th. Bernardo de Oliveira, let's see, has gone from 13th to 6th. Bryce Egan started 11th to 7th. Leonard Koksmar started 17th and is now 8th. Blaine Keys started 16th, now 9th. And Eric Monaco, let's see, where did Monaco start? 18th. And up to 10th. So some movement as some of these drivers have wrecked out. And we're going green once again. Let's get some green flag laps in here at Iowa. We're back green. Angel Gutierrez with a decent jump. Not going to look to the inside, it doesn't look like. But very decent jump and all over the back bumper of Stapleton. This could get close within a couple laps here if Gutierrez can just hang on. Looks like Stapleton's car fires off really well, and then Gutierrez is able to rein in the 20 as we move along in a run. Let's check battles right now. Olivier to the inside of Alex Smith, and Leonard Koksmar has passed Bryce Egan. Egan stuck on that outside, but right now everybody hanging in there at the front. Maybe we could watch out for Jonathan Carrison, who could go back-to-back here. And always watch out for that 88 machine. Has been fast as of late. RJ Beers looks high, but that's not going to work out very well. Bryce Egan was really high, and we are almost looking 3 wide here. Could we get some 3 wide action? No. Oliveira shuts the door, and Stapleton begins to pull away this time. Let's see. Yep, 8/100ths of a second. Nothing too crazy right now, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Oliveira got to the inside and passed RJ Beers. And our Koksmar may be looking to be the second driver to do that. Yes, this 10 is to the inside, but had a very bad exit. That was an unusual exit right there off the corner, as Gutierrez now closing once again. And Carrison this time has been able to stay with the 47, so that's absolutely crucial. 3 wide off the corner. Was there contact with the wall as Brandon Rose took him 3 wide? I don't know. Not sure about that. Let's see. Still 3 wide off the corner. My goodness. Getting wild mid-pack right here as Caleb Holloway, who started, let's see, where did Caleb Holloway start? Last, dead last in 40th, is now being shown 16th right now. What a drive so far. As Carrison's to the inside of Gutierrez, that's for second position. And now Carrison will be the one to try and hunt down Nathan Stapleton. If Gutierrez isn't able to potentially make the outside work, that almost worked right there, but not quite. At the back of the pack, Tom Sloan, Jack Haas battling it out. These two with severely damaged cars, gonna be lap cars pretty soon. And lap traffic will definitely come into play here. We'll just have to see how severe. Oliveira working on Gutierrez. Now Koksmar already passed Gutierrez right there for the most part. Now Monaco's looking. Lots of drivers moving up through the field. Lots of passing taking place. But Nathan Stapleton pulling away. Over a second now. 3 wide, maybe looking for Gutierrez on the outside. No, not 3 wide. Keeps it 2 wide, but Reggie Fogelman is to the inside now. And Bryce Egan will also get to the inside. Gutierrez is going to fall far, far down this pack, it looks like. Stapleton lost some ground there that lap, and I think Oliveira is probably the fastest car in this group, but just can't get by the 88 right now. I think Jonathan Carrison is placing his car absolutely perfectly for this to work out. Off of 4. Uh-oh, looks like the 37's got to run. Maybe peeking to the inside. Not really. No, doesn't look like it. So Carrison will maintain second. But look at this run off the corner. Got a fantastic exit. But once again, not able to make the peak. So just can't quite do it. As Stapleton off in the distance continues to lead, this time by the exact same margin. They were even that last time by. Once again, I think the battle right now early in this race is going to be between Carrison and Oliveira. As looks like Koksmar going high once again. Interesting strategy, but I just don't think it's going to work. As Beers maybe looking on the 3, potentially, not quite. All 5 of these drivers under a blanket right here. And Bryce Egan looking to join the party. That gap starting to stabilize between Stapleton and Carrison. Nothing too ridiculous right now on the track. But Stapleton will have to worry about lap traffic. Let's see, down the middle of the backstretch heading into turn 3, and Carrison is off of turn 2. Not going to be too long before we have lap traffic play a factor. A lot of these drivers getting antsy in the mid-pack to make moves, like Koksmar now all over Oliveira. Can this be a move in the making? No, just stays in line right there. Not able to make that move, and then look at that. A great run off of 2. But can the 10 do anything with it? This time, he absolutely can, and will get to the inside. Leonard Koksmar probably taking 3rd position away as long as Oliveira doesn't get the run on the outside. And that was a pretty solid run, I gotta say. RJ Beers now to the inside of Monaco. Here's the passing taking place. Koksmar to 3rd, and Beers to 5th. And now Reggie Fogelman looking on Egan. And actually, Ryan Girani looking on Matthew Hubert back in the pack. Monaco in the wall. Eric Monaco has hit the wall big time. A little bit of damage for the 3. And the gap continues to remain stable. Let's look further through this pack to the cars with damage. Lucian Bianchi is currently scored in, let me see, the 14th position. So not terrible right now, I gotta say, despite all that damage. But if a pit stop has to come into play, that's gonna hurt. Gutierrez continuing to fall through the field in 17th. Holloway moving up. There's Oskin, Charette, Perez, Ream, Kensington. And then you have cars with damage. Watson, Beretta was there. There's Rose and Greider with lots of damage. Sustry, Dylan Matthews, Jack Haas, Tom Sloan, and there is Nathan Stapleton right here. These lap cars are too wide. That's not going to help the progress of this 20. Watch out. Potentially a little bit of a point of struggle for Nathan Stapleton. Getting around the 95 of Jack Haas. It's not going to happen this time. Uh-oh, watch out. This is not good for Stapleton. Going to lose a lot of that ground that we made up earlier. And now that gap going to probably be about 0.6 of a second if I have to guesstimate right here. Let's see, at the line. Yeah, actually about 5.5 tenths between the top two. And look at this, Koksmar on a roll to the inside. Fogelman might have tapped the wall back in the pack, but wasn't able to quite see that. Koksmar to second here. Wow, what a move to the inside of Carrison. This 10 has been a rocket ever since the introduction of the new Under Armour scheme. This is fantastic stuff from the 10. Looking to claw all the way back up in points. 6.5 tenths right now as lap cars starting to be lapped. And up front, the gap growing a little bit once again, I believe. Let me see at the line. No, gap remaining just about even again. Huh, that's funny. Exactly the same lap time for the top two. We'll watch again this time, and then we'll take a look at our top 10 once again. This time around, that gap looks a little bit closer, if I do say so myself. Yes, closed in massively right there. So Stapleton, Koksmar, Carrison, Beers, Oliveira, Monaco, Egan, Durrani, Fogelman, Hubert, your top 10. But watch out, because I think we're going to have a lead change pretty soon right here as these tires start to wear more and more. Look at how much farther Koksmar can dive it into the corner. Nope, caution's out. Caution's out. Never mind on that. Oh, man, is that Gutierrez? I thought I saw Gutierrez disappear right there. Watson and Sustry. There's Greider in the pit lane. Sloan, Haas with more damage. It's all the drivers at the back of the pack. I wonder if this was some lap car action right here. There's Gutierrez, who's going to be out of this race. Another big wreck at Iowa Speedway on lap 40. Wow. So we're setting up for a wreck fest right here, and each wreck is going to help Lucien Bianchi even more in this championship. So we'll have to see what happened to bring out that caution. Let's actually take a look right here and see what brought out the third caution of the day at Iowa Speedway. Are you ready to see some ARCA brakes? This was not the big portion of the accident, but you can see 3 wide right there, and Haas gets turned, but look at this. Angel Gutierrez now going to get slammed, and look at this. Sloan flips over, and then watch the other cars pile in here. Watson piles in, Rose, Greider, Haas, Sustry, Brandon, Rose, all piling in. Having a huge ARCA brakes moment. Oh, man. And a lot of these drivers out of this race after that. The whole back half of the field essentially ARCA braking into that incident. So, you know, that shows you how hard these damaged cars are to handle here at Iowa. And now a lot of these damaged cars out of the race. Probably going to help the flow of this second half of the race. So let's go ahead and get to the restart. Nathan Stapleton has been absolutely dominant today, but Leonard Koksmar in the 10 might be the fastest car at the moment on these older tires. I don't believe anyone decided to pit there, except once again for cars with damage. So, you know, these tires really start to give out, and that'll allow potential passing opportunities as Stapleton really starts to slide around. So we'll have to see what happens there As Carrison is now, of course, back in the picture. Beers, Oliveira, Monaco, all of them really in the picture. As we're coming to 31 laps to go in this race. What was thought to be a short race, gonna be a pretty long race when it all shakes out. But Nathan Stapleton leads him back to green. Koksmar got a really good jump. Let's see if he can do anything with it. No, chopped off by the 20. And so Stapleton is safe for now. Some moves being made farther back in the pack. But look at this. Everybody right there. Bad exit for the 10. Stapleton pulls away ever so slightly. Will Carrison be the one to make the move? Not quite right there. Carrison, bad through the middle of the corner, but gets a good exit. Still don't think that's going to work. Ryan Durrani to the inside of Eric Monaco. Moves being made throughout this group. Let's watch here. Monaco going to slide up the track. Egan going to slide up the track. Not going to work out for either one of those two. Here goes Carrison on the inside of Koksmar. Huge move from the 88. And this will once again change how this race is going to shake out if Carrison can stay to the inside. It almost didn't work. But Carrison continuing on the inside. Actually looks like Koksmar is going to clear once again. How about that? That's a strong move right there. But chooses not to go back to the inside yet. So a little bit of a questionable decision there, but eventually the 10 does clear. And that is huge to stay in that second position. Maintain control over who's going to make this pass for the lead if it does happen. Great run on Stapleton there. That's going to close a bit. As Durrani looked to the inside of Oliveira. That move's definitely going to be made. As Oliveira having to check up just a bit. Let's watch these two up front. It could be a wild battle at the end here. Koksmar can get to Stapleton. But will Carrison play a factor? That's important too. You know, Carrison could play a factor, Beers could play a factor, and this race might not be a two-car race for the win here. Could have a lot of drivers in contention, but we'll just have to see. Someone's going to have to get side by side with Stapleton, and it could happen pretty soon. As look at this run, massive run for the 10. Now all over Nathan Stapleton. Looking outside, not sure if that's going to work initially, but going to get one of those decent runs, but had to check up once again, so not going to really work right there. Just got to get on the bumper and then move to the inside. That's been the move that's worked all day. I don't imagine it'll be any different here, as Stapleton pulled away just a bit that time. Into turns 1 and 2. RJ Beers is now all over Jonathan Carrison. There's more moves being made further back in the pack, but we want to focus on the battle for the lead. As it just continues to tighten up between the 20 and the 10. Maybe a move into 1. No. Stapleton's just able to place his car absolutely perfectly. And that is just not allowing the 10 to get by. But this battle's going to rage on for quite a while, and as these two wear their tires out trying to battle each other, this will bring some other drivers into the picture, like Carrison, like RJ Beers, who really want to win this thing. Let's check and see how lap traffic is doing. Ozkin looks a little slow there, pretty darn slow actually, if I do say so myself, so we'll have to potentially watch Ozkin coming into play later on. Once again, it's so close at the line, but it seems like Koksmar is more than content just waiting right now. No move being made. And Carrison closed in quite a bit that time. But now Durrani making a move on Beers and Fogelman making a move on Oliveira. That's big. Aaron Abel, who started 38th, is now inside the top 10. Big moves for the 1. Back up front, the gap widens once again. Let's continue to watch this battle. Fogelman on Beers. That's a big move for Fogelman. Gonna move into the top 5 with that. Egan now looking on Beers. And potentially Aaron Abel could be able to look on Beers. We'll have to see. Looks like Beers clears there, as that's an unintentional rhyme, but Egan gonna bring it down to the inside. Top two are out of here for the moment, but no move being made. Both these drivers just giving it everything, and unfortunately the 10 just lost some ground right there, did not get a very good exit. And Stapleton gapped a little bit that time. Maybe Stapleton just had a really good corner. That could be the case as well. That 58 of 75. We are really ticking these laps down. Aaron Abel now inside of Bryce Egan. So Abel continuing to move up through this group. And I think Fogelman might look on Durrani pretty soon. Stapleton starting to pull away up front. This could be huge for Nathan Stapleton to get a win right here. This 20 really needs some positive momentum going into the end of this season. But nothing has worked out so far for Stapleton. So, you know, we'll just have to see if Stapleton can hold on. This is a huge charge to hold off from this 10. Of course, we know Koksmar already a proven winner in this series, looking to do it once again. Nathan Stapleton, we don't know. Will Stapleton have a breakout finish to this year and maybe gain some positive momentum into the first few races of next season? Or will this just be a one-off as Durrani now to the inside of Harrison? This is for third place, and that's a huge move for Durrani because now this 21 can go ahead and set sights on the top two. But gotta put a move on right here as that got really close. Maybe Koksmar even using the bumper just a bit on Nathan Stapleton. Could the bumper come into play? We'll have to see. They're getting awful tight in 3 and 4. But once again, just no run to be able to make that move. I would say Koksmar's potentially waiting just a little bit until we're closer to the end and then sending it in there to make sure nobody else really has a shot. I don't believe these two really want Ryan Durrani, Jonathan Karras, and Reggie Fogelman to come into play. I think they want it to be a battle between themselves. We are quickly approaching 10 laps to go, and Koksmar starting to use the outside lane. Could this lane work later into the run? Does the outside lane have anything at all? That could be huge if the top two could start working that lane. But right now it's just Koksmar working the outside lane, and that did not work out. Look at how much Durrani's closed in. Could Durrani steal this race? Of course, Durrani stole it at Irwindale after a massive comeback from a lap down on fresh tires to take the win away. Very possible for this 21. Look at that, gaining rapidly on the top two. This is going to be a 3-car battle with just 10 laps to go. Durrani definitely going to have enough time to get there, but will a pass be made? I think this 21 is going to hope that the top two get side by side. That would be hugely beneficial. There's Koksmar with another good run off the corner, and we are ticking down the laps. Once again, the 10 looks slightly to the outside, but not all the way to the outside. Maybe just looking for a little bit of a run off the corner, but it did not happen, crucially. Durrani not gaining as much as previously. Potentially taking this 21 out of the picture if you're Nathan Stapleton, but we'll have to see if that remains true. Gained only slightly that time. I think it's going to be a battle between these two right here. But it's all going to come down to whether Koksmar can actually make a move to the inside. Because the outside I just don't think is going to work. And look at this. Ozkin. Lap traffic going to come into play. They're on the same straightaway now. This could be huge for Koksmar and even Ryan Durrani in this battle. Durrani now within half a second of the top two. This race is not over. There's Ozkin right there in 3 and 4. There's Koksmar all over Nathan Stapleton. It's going to be a wild one right down to the finish. Stay tuned for an amazing finish probably, and, of course, post-race coverage afterwards. Going to be a fun one. Top 3 are all right there. And we're going to come to 5 laps to go when we get to the start-finish line. All 3 of them right there in this battle. As Ozkin now showing up right here. I wonder if Ozkin's going to play a factor right here. Here we go. Into turns 1 and 2. Ozkin is right there. Could that potentially be a factor into 3 and 4? Here we go. Yes, Ozkin will play a factor. Can Stapleton get by? That's what matters most right here. As they come up on Ozkin, will Koksmar look inside? No, they're all right here. Koksmar looking inside now. Can't quite get it done, but Stapleton got a really bad run off the corner. Here we go, both of them moving to the inside of Ozkin. Huge move for Stapleton. This 20's got to get by the 22 for any shot at this win. And now the 10 and the 21 get by. Just 3 laps to go. Now all lap traffic's out of the way. It's going to be a straight up battle between the top 3 right here. Can anyone challenge Nathan Stapleton? As we're going to come to just 2 laps to go. Koksmar really sending it in there. Look at this run off the corner. Could this be the run that finally gets it done? Here we go. 2 laps to go. No, it's not going to get it done. Koksmar not able to get to the inside. Crucial mistake from the 10. And it looks like Nathan Stapleton is in great position. But gotta hang on right here. 1 lap to go. 1 more shot for Koksmar to get to the inside. Here we go. Final lap. Into 1 and 2. No moves being made. Stapleton pulling away from Koksmar in the 10. After all of that, after all the drama, all the excitement, 3 drivers right there for the win. It's going to be Nathan Stapleton off a turn 4, fending off the charge from Leonard Koksmar and getting the win at Iowa. Great win for Nathan Stapleton. Dominated this race, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. If you just look at the laps led, it'll seem like Stapleton pulled off and ran away, but that never really happened. Nathan Stapleton wins. How about that? And as they all pull into the pit lane right here, let's take a look at your finishing order. This could be crucial for the championship, depending on where Bianchi finished. Let's see as we go to the finishing order right here. Stapleton wins by 1/10 over Leonard Koksmar, who was hard charging, and Durrani, who was even more hard charging. Jonathan Carrison finishes 4th. Good run for the 88. Aaron Abel gets a top 5 out of all this. Great run for Aaron Abel. Reggie Fogelman 6th. RJ Beers 7th. Bernardo de Oliveira 8th. Blaine Keys 9th. And Bryce Egan gets 10th. There's Justin Henley in 11th. Caleb Holloway in 12th. But crucially, Lucien Bianchi, after being involved in that first incident, managed to stay clean and move up to 13th place. A huge run for the championship hopeful. And that's going to really hurt for his opponents, who most of them DNF'd. And that's absolutely brutal. You can see Ludovic Charette 17th. Brandon Rose rounds out your top 20. Bradley Ream 24th. Caleb Rose was 23rd. Sam Ozkin 1 lap down. Igor Barreto 2 laps down. And then you can see everyone out of the race. Benny Watson. That's a bad DNF right there. Kyler Sustry. Not what Sustry needed. Angel Gutierrez. Not good to DNF right there. Jack Haas finally had to DNF after staying out as long as he could. Let's see other drivers in the battle right there. Logan Williams. Huge DNF for Logan Williams. And unfortunately, that could really hurt the title hopes for this 38 bunch. A lot of drivers out of this race, a lot of wrecks, a lot of chaos. But Nathan Stapleton, Leonard Koksmar, and Ryan Durrani kept it clean up front and provided a great battle to the finish, as once again the volume appears on the screen. Absolutely wonderful. Glad it happened after the race this time. But thank you all so much for watching this race. Had a lot of fun recording this one and watching the battle to the finish. And we'll just keep chugging along in this DPORL Cup Series season. Remember, only a 20 race schedule this year. I'd love to make it 30 next year. If I can make it 30, I will try. Now, that could obviously be trouble with commitments. Outside commitments make it kind of tough to really be consistent. But when we look at the schedule, let's see, what do we have next week? We have Bristol Motor Speedway. Oh, no. Yeah, if you don't want chaos, yeah, you're not in great shape here. We are going to get absolute chaos at Bristol Motor Speedway because I can't find a single Bristol that doesn't provide absolute chaos. So, just watch out. We got Bristol, then Watkins Glen, the doubleheader at Kansas, Las Vegas, Darlington, and Homestead, Miami to close out the season. And we'll crown a champion right then and there. So I appreciate everybody for watching. This was another fun race, and we'll see you next time at Bristol. Let's go ahead and get those point standings and the burnout. This is Drew Webb, or that DP guy, signing off.